There is no authority without responsibility, and he who accepts the one cannot evade the other. Nobody told that to these Reddit mods, though. Hello friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are diving into another Reddit reform, this time with a Reddit power mod, which already, bit of an oxymoron, but we'll check out what happened here. So this is from user Nate the Great, another Reddit power mod who seems to have let it gone to his head, but we're not focusing on him today. Maybe he'll get his own episode eventually. I'm back to explain why I removed another power mod, user Merari01, from as many subreddits as I was able a few months before I deleted my account. I swear, dude, putting 01 in your username is just like a curse, I'm pretty sure. Disclaimer, please do not use this post to harass Merari01. That's not the purpose. This is to outline what a very poor moderator he is, and is not intended to be used as a tool for harassment. End disclaimer. Thank you very much for that. We're not here to break anyone's will or mind. We're simply here to study their actions and see what might have been done a little bit better. This is one of user Nate the Great's alt accounts. At the time of my deletion, I was considered the top moderator on Reddit in terms of subscriber count of all the subreddits that I modded combined. And he includes a link and like, oh wow, this is probably the most pathetic competition that I've ever seen, but you won! Great job! It's a bit too much responsibility for me, especially considering that it's completely unpaid.
You are a bunch of Jannies!
This is not to brag, but just to establish who I am/was. I mean, like most posts on Reddit, it's a bit of a humble brag, just a little bit. Like I said, Nate will have his day in the sun eventually. I was involved in many day-to-day operations of subreddits, 25% of r/all at any given time, including updating the auto-moderator YAML config and writing bots in Python for various purposes across multiple subreddits. Some of my notable involvements include organizing the campaign to get r/no-new-normal banned, the anti-vax COVID is a hoax subreddit that was spreading medical disinformation, setting up the code for r/black people Twitter's country club mode, and I was the guy that got brigaded by Vote, a far right-wing Reddit clone, for making a satirical comment about racism when I locked a thread to prevent white people from commenting. Locking a thread prevents everyone from commenting, and the lock was on a post where a black person had the cops called on them by a white person merely for walking through their own neighborhood. And all of this led to the creation of r/fragile white Redditor. Yes, my politics are left-leaning. You don't say. But that's besides the point for this post. And yet, you've decided to throw it in there anyways, which I think is just adorable. You say that you didn't do all this to brag, and yet we're still talking about you, when really we're here to address Merari, no? I guess I was wrong, maybe not. Let's list some more of your amazing online achievements. Come on, man. To begin, it's my recommendation to any other moderators on this site that you do not add Merari01 as a moderator to your subreddit. I would even go so far as to say that it is my personal opinion that he should be removed from any and every moderation position possible. I'll detail why below. The TLDR, though, is that Merari is the epitome of moderator stereotypes about power-hungry, terminally online moderators. I mean, you did nail that one down to a T. One trip through Merari's profile and I'm like, oh my Jesus. But maybe Nate the Great was just scared that Merari was coming for the crown, right? Gotta stay at the top of that moderator leaderboard, right? Honestly, both of these power moderators seem to let their politics infest the rulings that they make on their subreddits. Neither of them are very good, as I said, but, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, or something. This really is some pot and kettle stuff that we got going on. I find a deep irony in this, revenge manifesto, call-out manifesto being written at all, especially by Nate the Great, who deleted himself. You've offered no evidence one way or the other, you just, like, drop an appeal to authority right in the beginning and expect everybody to be like, hey, yeah, he's speaking truth, isn't he? Nah, dude, I know about you too, and I ain't falling for it.
Let's get ready for a slap fight between the skinniest Reddit mods we could find.
Anyways, generally speaking, Merari can be very abrasive when he's in charge of a subreddit. I've personally witnessed him yell and scream at people for taking an action that he disagreed with. This has been something of a problem for several years, unfortunately. One notable time, he permabanned a user from r/tfoo merely for sending a mod mail, politely expressing disagreement with a post removal. He spent half a day arguing with the rest of the mods about this action. He is one of the worst people to work with in terms of his ability to compromise and get along with others regarding almost any topic. And there really is some deep irony there, because if you go onto Merari's profile, Control F, search for fascist, he calls everybody a fascist. But the truth is that there is none so fashy as he. Do you realize the irony in saying, like, oh, we had to silence him because he's a fascist? Like, that's what fascists do. Are you not understanding that? Then again, I guess Merari isn't exactly renowned for his wit or intellect, now is he? When I came to the decision to remove him, it all started on r/cats. Oh yes, where all great tales are born. Where we noticed a new moderator that Merari had just added was taking wrong actions and getting into slap fights with users. They were asked to stop, but they didn't. We then discovered that they were 14 years old and called automod on Reddit, at which point I removed the new mod, which the other moderators had been requesting for a while. What? I don't think the automod is gonna have its feelings hurt by a gamer word, but I don't know that a 14-year-old can fully comprehend that. Where did you find this one, Merari? You just found a nice group of Discord kittens in a My Hero Academia server and decided to take one home for your very own and impress him with your amazing Reddit moderator powers? This whole thing is pathetic. I hate it, but we're knee-deep now, so let's keep going. Merari got mad about this and added that 14-year-old back. He told them to not do that anymore and to remove all the stuff from their profile. A week later, we noticed R-Tard Inside was their profile picture for their Discord, where they were a mod for the sub. They hadn't removed the gamer word from their profile. They'd been making anti-vax comments, among some other stuff. Does it seem strange to you that all prospective mods need to hide their controversial opinions and toe the line? And at 14, nonetheless, he doesn't understand the consequences of his actions, really. You give a 14-year-old power and see what happens. The amazing part to me is that nobody just wants to mod the sub and make it a better place. It's all a platform for their own personal politics. How about we just do the job that we came here to do, and everybody could go home? Would that be fine? So I informed the top mod, who told me to remove them. Well, Merari wasn't happy about that, again. He yelled at everyone and threatened to demod people. And we've actually got the receipts here with an Imgur link. Okay, Nate the Great says, hey man, I completely understand the sentiment, but sending out messages like this will get the admins on your ass. I recommend keeping them a little less uncivil. Ratchimal, Noah, Quantum Force, they all seem to be pretty on board with this business. 404 Ninja Not Found, yeah, I definitely feel like it's not cool to speak to users like that. No, you don't have to feel it. Like, objectively, this is not what mods are supposed to be doing. Quantum Force says, hey, Fast Turtles, which is the 14-year-old kid. I don't mean to pile more things, but while we're on the topic, please stop using sticky and distinguish as mod feature outside of its intended use. I have had to voice this to you on multiple occasions. Please don't share internal moderator discussions that are meant to remain private.
Please don't share internal moderator discussions. You mean like what's happening right now? Nah, but Nate can do it though. He's the exception to the rule.
Oh, come on, Quantum. How am I supposed to let people know I'm a cool mod if I'm not distinguishing myself as a mod? 404 says, yeah, if it's something you'd ban a user for, then as a mod, you shouldn't be saying it. This is all pretty basic stuff. It's a mystery to me as to why it even needs to be a discussion. If you got two brain cells to rub together, yeah, you can't be doing crap like that. So Nate the Great says, I'm demodding Fast Turtles and removing him from this channel for the above and for this comment, in which he calls somebody a gamer word and says he did something to their mother. Yeah, Fast Turtles left cats. Then Merari pops up. Oh boy, that's a little hasty. Let me see if I could talk to him. Homophobia is never okay. We ban people for that on here, Facepalm, other subs as well. What makes it okay for him? It's not, and I am gay.
Objection! Relevance?
Oh, you gave him a pass. If he had just shown me his F-word pass, I would have let it go. Sunkissed, he says, there's a certain way a mod's supposed to carry themselves. They're a reflection of the teams that they mod, even when acting as a regular user. Merari, I'll see if I can get him to understand that. He's just a kid. I believe in restorative justice over punitive. Why are we insisting on having a 14-year-old as a mod anyways? This all really sus. I don't trust you, Merari.
You sussy baka.
404 Ninja Not Found says homophobic comments and so many times of being belligerent to users. I know I don't have a say in this at all, so my apologies for overstepping, but I find those to be two things to remove a mod for. Ratchable says, hasn't he already been spoken to? You reminded him last week to not be an asshole to users. Merari, he actually does need time to show he can do better. Dude, let it go. Why is this a hill worth dying on? Esoteric's Luke comes in, says hashtag bring back Fast Turtles. Now you're just stirring the pot, I'm pretty sure. Ratchable said he doesn't seem to be trying, Quantum. I've had to repeatedly caution him over instances of gross misconduct on a regular basis. Then Merari tags Fast Turtles, adds him back into cats. And he says, hey buddy.
This is going really well.
We need you to understand that you can't talk like that, okay, buddy? In addition, remember what we talked about with regards to mod conduct? You're representing the team when speaking as a mod. This is revealing private conversations to the general public, and you can't do that. The mod team's front-facing comments need to present a united front.
Notice how you're talking to this child like a child. Maybe they're just not cut out for the mod team at 14 years old. Why don't you let him concentrate on doing homework and buying the baseball cards with the bubblegum inside, you know? He doesn't need to be sucked into the Reddit power moderator rabbit hole. Fast Turtle says, hey everyone, it's me. I know I made a lot of people mad about what I said, and I'll not try to justify it because it was very wrong, and there are some other bad comments on my profile. I would like to apologize to each and every one of you for what I said, and especially because I'm getting a second chance to redeem myself. This is also cringe, dude. Leave that kid alone! Merari says, I know you replied to Automod with the comment that Nate highlighted and didn't talk to a user, but you still cannot use that kind of language on Reddit. It's hurtful. That's a pretty bad slur. We have LGBTQ plus users and moderators. I am one of them. Okay, that is a good apology. It was the worst apology in the history of apologies. Some blatantly piss poor acting, but he's 14. What do I expect? He's just trying to get himself out of trouble. Ew.
I believe in restorative justice. That is, giving people a chance to show they can do better. I have a plan, but I need you to understand that this will be the last chance.
Why? Why are you so insistent? Noah says, I thought we discussed topics as a team.
Just power through it with a thumbs up emoji. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Merari,
I'm gonna add you back as a mod, but you'll start your trial all over again. I would like you to scan your account and delete inappropriate content. You have to remember that you are part of a team now.
And if this is a team, obviously Merari has taken up the role of team captain, because they're basically bowling over everybody else. They're like, we don't want that kid back, and Merari's like, come on, I'll just add him anyways. What a dick.
You also need to really, really do better. I'm not kidding. If you can't perform in a way that represents this subreddit and its team in an acceptable manner, then you can't moderate here, because what you say and do affects all of us.
Friendly reminder that this subreddit that they're talking about is r/cats, okay? It seems like a pretty simple thing to mod. Oh, your post doesn't have a cat in it. Deleted. Do we have to turn it into all this? Apparently we do. Fast Turtle says, I'm sorry, I thought the word was just an insult. I was not aware it was a homophobic word.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, okay. Ratchable says, dude, it's not just a homophobic word. It's also calling users idiots and telling them to fuck off. All of that needs to be corrected. Merari.
No, it is a very bad word. Exactly.
This is so weird. A peek behind the curtain, and what a terrible day to have eyes. Quantum says, I think everyone knows that that word is derogatory. Merari,
do you understand all this?
You keep speaking to them like a child, because they are a child. They're not equipped to mod. Why are you insisting on this? That's the question I really keep coming back to.
As a user, when you call someone an idiot, okay, it's not nice, but it can be understandable sometimes. I'd still advise against it because you could get suspended. But as a mod, when speaking as a mod, no way.
Fast Turtle says, yeah, I do understand.
Now, I do understand that sometimes on Reddit there are huge assholes.
Yeah, and most of them are power mods.
And I myself has told transphobes to screw off and distinguish that comment years ago, but you can't do that anymore. Reddit has changed.
War has changed.
Fast Turtle just says, okay. Reddit has changed in a lot of ways, but not for the better, in my opinion. Although I guess on a website where people who aren't towing the line get downvoted, you could only really expect it to get polarized one way or the other. Every time I post anything on Reddit, people are like, oh no, downvote that guy. And I'm like, my good boy points, what am I gonna do now? Merari continues,
okay, do you understand that this is your last chance? And that if we don't see improvement, then it's over. It is important that you are able to moderate in a way that represents this subreddit and does not reflect poorly on it.
And this subreddit, again, r/cats. Very important business that we're doing here. Fast Turtle says, yeah, I'm gonna go through my profile and find anything bad and remove it.
Merari, good. No more of the things that were highlighted in this channel. Understand that I am giving you a chance here that I don't tend to give a random Reddit user. And that if you fail this chance, it won't just affect you. It will reflect really poorly on me as well.
What is your relationship to this literal child? Why are they not just a random Reddit user to you? There's something weird going on. Fast Turtle says, yeah, and I very much appreciate it.
Merari, because gotta be honest, I moderate 150 active subreddits.
Ladies love me.
Weird flex, but okay.
If I had seen a random Reddit user said what you said on any of them, that would have been a permanent ban. And I wouldn't be nice about it in mod mail either.
Oh snap, he's coming after me in mod mail. Everybody look out. Fast Turtles. Yes, and I understand. Nate says, hey, the term artard is ableist because it's used to mock people with Down syndrome or people who have other developmental issues. Please try to find a better Discord profile picture to represent the mod team than the one which is currently used to mock people who already have things hard enough and don't need people in positions of authority piling on for no reason. And then gasp, Fast Turtles left cats, or probably got booted. Nate comes back in and said, yeah, never mind. Minifig said to remove him. What happened? It was his Discord profile picture. Did you see the issues that were raised close to a week ago? Basically anti-vax, homophobic, ableist profile picture, overturning actions of other mods, fighting with users, and it got to the point that it sounds like several mods here were planning to leave the sub if nothing was done.
The mods are going on strike. If only we could find a user base of power-hungry, terminally online users that would do it for free.
That was more about being the final straw among a pile of final straws, and I'm not buying it anyway. He's like the guy in a zombie movie who got bitten but didn't tell anyone. That is a really weird comparison to draw. It's like these Reddit power mods are speaking a different language. You're so media poisoned, you can't just come out and say what you want to say. You've got to compare this thing to the other thing. It's not real life. It's just a zombie movie. That's how things make sense to me. Quantum says, if he's not a mod and any of the subs hosted on this Slack, shouldn't he be removed from #general? Sunkissy says, yeah, that's correct. Only people who are mod are allowed in this Slack. Nate says, I removed him. He isn't on any subs that use this Slack, and given the reasons he was removed here, I don't see any point in keeping him around. Merari,
huh? I am really angry. Oh, here we go. And now the fur starts to fly in r/cats.
Epic Guy says, what happened, Merari? Merari says,
I'm away from the PC for 2 hours, and you pull this on me? I am really, really angry.
Oh no, if he adds a third really in there, then we'll know that he's really, really, really angry. Epic Guy says, hey, I'm really sorry. Nate says, Minifig said to remove him. Merari,
no, you contacted Minifig behind my back. This is not acceptable. I was handling this. I can't take a day off without moderators being removed and kicked from my Slack behind my back.
Jesus Christ, man. This is what happens when you're terminally online, isn't it? You think it's that serious? It's not.
What's that there? Grass. That's right. Kneel down and rub it.
Nate said, go add him back to your Slack then. No need to ping the r/cats mod team over issues on your Slack. Feel free to remove my Slack min status from your Slack too. Oh, them's fighting words. Remove my Slack min status. What the hell are you guys talking about? This is so dumb. Merari,
why would you do this?
It ain't that serious, bro. Nate says, I stated why above. He mods no subs on this Slack now, but add whoever you wish. Merari,
why would you remove him as a moderator?
Nate says, I also said why above, but ultimately, Minifig said to remove him. He also said that you shouldn't add him back to any subreddits that the two of you mod. Merari,
why would you go behind my back like that?
Nate, because this isn't your subreddit, and there are other mods here who are affected by these decisions. So I went to the owner to get his opinion, and he didn't seem to be aware of the full spread of the issue here. Merari,
I'm number 2 on this subreddit, and on LPT.
This is what gives you validation in your personal life. I'm the number 2 leader in the r/cat subreddit. Everybody bow down and listen. I just can't stand it. And then Nate the Great throws up this moderator of r/cats, and Merari's way down on this list, which apparently means something. And Merari says, no, please don't do that. That's just a list. That's whoever picked up first. I've worked with Midi for a very long time. This is really upsetting, Nate. You went behind my back, and you removed a good moderator and a nice kid from a subreddit and from my Slack because that is what you wanted. Yeah, the nice kid who talks about banging people's moms and dropping gamer words. He seemed like a real peach, didn't he? And then Merari pops up. He's like, I can like totally fix him. Yeah, we know. We know what this is really all about, don't we? Nate says, let's say that we were to put it to a vote. What vote ratio would you accept to support the following assertion? The r/cats mod team does not want user fast turtles as a mod here. Merari,
no, I'm not interested in that.
Votes are stupid, said the supposed anti-fascist.
Yeah, what do you think this is, a democracy? Nate says, okay, lol. Merari,
he's a good kid. He doesn't deserve to be treated like this. He's enthusiastic, accommodating. He's never said a bad word about anyone here or started a fight with anyone. Anytime you tell him he should do something, he listens.
I'd argue that most 14-year-olds are enthusiastic and accommodating because they're literal children, okay? Nate says, yeah, that whole never said a bad word or started a fight, that whole thing is because this is a 100% non-factual statement, Merari.
Well, he hasn't. He's just a kid, Nate. And it's really upsetting and annoying that you just remove him like this. It's upsetting that you went behind my back about it when I had a day off. And I'm angry that so many people here are cheering this on. This isn't behavior I want to see in a team like this. This is mean. We should be better than that. This isn't a job. This isn't a cool kids club either.
Yeah, you say that, but then you kind of act the opposite way. How about we just do the thing that we were brought here to do and delete posts that don't have cats in them? That's all you need to do. That's the whole thing. 404 Ninja says, hey, I'm sorry. I'm really too new to jump in on this, but I want to say that I did feel kind of uncomfortable with having someone modding who said slurs, said multiple super disrespectful things, and has comments on his profile about putting a schlong in someone's mom. He might have not been disrespectful to us personally here, but he was to members in the sub and across Reddit. Oh, come on, guys. Merari saw something in that kid. Something magical. Come with me and rule this corner of the internet that everyone basically hates anyways. Quantum comes up with another screenshot. Merari, just the copium is pouring now.
For someone who's 14, this is a teaching moment. It's not like he's 21. We had an opportunity here to help that kid become better.
Bro, not my job.
Yo, son, what's up? What?
You're not my dad!
Instead, we were mean. That's upsetting and disappointing, and it definitely won't help him.
Nate says, yo, we could help people become better without giving them a platform or position of authority. Yeah, that seems like a really bad call. He's probably only gonna call people gamer words like a couple hundred more times. It's fine! Merari, more copium, etc.
People have different life experiences and different backgrounds and mingle in different circles. That's a good thing. We should not try to have a homogenic mod team. It's much better to see experiences like this as a teaching moment. He was always open to correction. He never once brushed me off when I explained things to him.
Yeah, let's not have a homogenic mod team. Let's have a homophobic mod team. He's just had a different experience than the rest of us, okay? Christ, man, the cope never stops. Sunkisty says, yeah, this is all extremely concerning. I understand wanting to teach someone, but users need to feel safe on subs, so I'd ban for that comment on all of my subs. Merari,
I not always would, and I am very batty.
Yeah, you let this kid get away with murder for whatever reason.
Why would I ban someone who says he doesn't understand? Depending on the subreddit, that's a removal. On an LGBT subreddit, then that's a ban. Every time you address something, he took that in and changed his behavior. I never once saw him double down. No, Quantum, he's removed and he stays removed. I have no intention of playing push and pull. That would not be fair to anyone, including him. But I am pretty upset about this, and I have a right to express that.
Okay, heard, seen. Can we move on now? Quantum says, absolutely, Merari. I think everyone should be given an opportunity to feel like they can be honest about their feelings. As a team. In the r/cats subreddit. Like I said, it's very serious business, Merari.
Yes, exactly, and I value your input.
I'm glad everyone can be honest about their feelings here. God, I hate this entire discussion. Quantum says, perhaps we should have more stringent vetting policies in place when recruiting new mods, and maybe we all just need to learn to communicate better as a team. Or, I'm just throwing this out here, do the job that you came here to do. Delete the non-cat posts. That's it. That's all that's required. We don't need a Slack in order to make this happen. God.
Merari says, I think that's a good idea. When we have a new potential recruit, we should take more time before bringing him on board and give people that chance to look over their user history. On the other hand, we also should not become overly strict with that new people. A good balance. Someone with a history in cringe-topia, someone who makes racist or queer-phobic statements, someone who's a big fan of Trump. That should be things to look out for to disqualify people.
Wait, weren't you the one that was just on about not having a homogenic mod team? Yeah, we want different perspectives, but only the correct different perspectives. Oh, how big brain of you! This idiot's so lost in the sauce. And everybody says, yeah, I agree with that. I want our beloved channel to be a safe space we can all enjoy without the fear of being triggered or judged due to our sexuality or gender or disability, etc. Heart emoji? It's just a giant hug box, dude. It makes me want to vomit.
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
But then again, it's not the place to espouse your political views, is it? Unless you're espousing the correct political views, and then go off, I guess. Merari.
In general, we're a mod team, not a school. Perhaps also if someone is young, that should maybe not immediately disqualify, but be a cause to look a little closer. I genuinely do not believe he was being intentionally malicious due to the way he responded to being corrected.
You don't have much experience with kids, do you, Merari? I mean, never mind. Too easy. Low-hanging fruit. What I will say is that kids often agree to things because they just don't want to experience any conflict. But despite agreeing to the things, they continue on and do what they wanted to do in the first place. Truth be told, you shouldn't mix adults and children on the internet. Not unless you want to end up in a Turkey Tom video. But really, this is only the tip of the cringe iceberg. Heading back to the post, we see that Merari actually deleted the part about threatening to demod everybody, but here are people discussing it in the channel that they made to get away from him. I can voice my opinion, I just know I'll be kicked out for it. I'd rather not be kicked out. I also fear being kicked out. This is some dictator-style shit, man. Welcome to Reddit. I'm not that kind of petty, but if he's gonna stand on the side of bigotry, I'll remove him for that. Sometimes it's worth it to be kicked. I'll stand for what's right. Meh if I lose a sub. We can't even voice our feelings for fear of being kicked. That's one of the biggest things I wish admin could see. No mod should be in fear for voicing their opinions, especially regarding something like this. Throw up a team vote. Let everyone's voices be heard. I mean, if we all chip in on a vote, I'd cast mine. He doesn't care what everybody else wants. He already said that. That's right. Take note. This is only a democracy when it's convenient for me. It's beautiful. So back in the post, yes, Merari then got the top mod to move him up into the second top moderator position, because I pointed out that he wasn't actually the second top mod. He then also moved user Joyous Cacophony down a few spots on r/life pro tips at the same time for the apparent reason to have positional control of the subreddit. Because the higher you are on the moderator list, the more control you have over the subreddit, because it allows you to remove other moderators and restrict their permissions. And you're probably still gonna turn back around and be like, hey, we're totally a team here, guys. We're all friends. I wonder what the end game is here. Do you finally win if you're the top moderator on every subreddit ever? Well, I'll tell you what, r/ReddX reads is the last holdout. You can pry this subreddit from my cold, dead hands. Do you guys think that this is kind of like what hell is like? Because this is what I imagine. Just a popularity contest between a bunch of online goofballs for the rest of eternity. Please, non-existence would be better. So Nate continues, we started talking among ourselves, and one of the mods pointed out that he did the same thing, but with a mod who had been soliciting nudes from minors on a different sub. Ah, gross, gross. I wish I could be more shocked, but really this is one of the reasons that Reddit as a site has gone downhill so quickly. Merari didn't want to remove that mod either. Sorry for the out of context screenshot here, but this is all I got.
Well, let's see here. Merari says, you very deliberately went behind everyone's back and weaselly presented untrustworthy screenshots as it were something serious, and you threw a team member under the bus because some random sent a mod mail.
There's that word again, team member. I don't think you know what it means. You keep saying it. Sunkissy says, she just did what Meta asked her to do. Queen Anne Boleyn Tudor, I guess, is the one that tried to kick the underage soliciting mod, and she said, asking the sub-owners going behind your back? I did what was asked of me. Merari,
she had no right.
Meta literally asked me to remove him, and I did. Sunkissy says, yeah, but you know how teams go. Head mod's decision reigns supreme. Let's just focus on investigating. Merari,
no. You very deliberately chose to override a team discussion to push your way through, as usual.
That's right. Merari's the only one that gets to override a team discussion. Like I said, democracy only when it's convenient. Queen Anne says, I did not say I would like to do X. I literally sent him the same thing that you have. Merari,
I don't give a shit. You had no right.
Why are you so bent on defending people like this? You should be right there with me, ready to throw them under the bus. But like I've postulated before, I do think Merari has more than a few skeletons in their closet. Queen Anne says there was not a team decision that I saw, just your request, that you wanted to investigate. So I had no right to do what Meta asked of me. Merari,
always the same with you. If you can't get your way immediately, the dishonest scheming starts.
Oh, isn't that an interesting reflexive defense mechanism? Accusing others of backstabbing because you might be the one that's doing the backstabbing, so you better accuse them first. And I think that's really what drives Merari the craziest, is like looking into a mirror, you see all the parts of yourself that you hate. You're basically describing yourself right now, but you don't have the self-awareness to realize that that's what you're doing. Sunkissy said, look, Mer, she's just doing what she was told. Can't fault her for that. He commented here, so probably saw it and told her. Why is this even a discussion? A mod is soliciting underage nudes like...
unforgivable.
Put them against the wall. Why is anybody standing up trying to defend them? It does need to be investigated and verified, but once it's verified, bro, I'll put the boots to you myself. Anyways, back to the main post. I was reminded of the time that he didn't want to remove a mod who was writing My Little Pony lolly fiction. Jesus, that's a string of words that I didn't want to hear ever. Because they were useful for voting purposes and would vote how Merari wanted. Merari even admits that he knew of the situation and was keeping this person around even though he initially tried to claim that it was nothing more than a witch hunt. And you might ask which subreddit it was that this My Little Pony lover was removed from. It was r/March Against Nazis. Really makes you think, doesn't it?
I am a bastion of justice. Come on, Pinkie Pie, let's kick some Nazi ass.
You've been removed as a moderator. If you have a question regarding removal, contact the mod team. Nate says, this person has been credibly linked to pedo fanfic, hence the removal. Don't feel the need to respond to them yourself. Merari says,
Nate, please do not remove moderators based on Kiwi Farm smear campaigns.
Nate says, hey, look, I verified it myself. When I say credibly, I don't mean I take Kiwi Farm's word on it. You know how I am about taking claims at face value. Merari,
I moderate with him on anti-work, and I'm closer to this situation than you are. Same goes for Belle.
Then Belle jumps in and says, we didn't take this decision lightly, but we took it for the best of the subreddit. And say what you will about Kiwi Farms, but they do their homework. They do provide a lot of evidence. So Merari pops up in Nate the Great's DMs and says,
what evidence do you have about Tobotic?
Nate says they tied their Discord account to one on Spotify called Vital Spark. Their profile pictures are usually pretty close in hairstyle and overall look. They tied a bunch of accounts all over to the Vital Spark name. They're on Reddit archive posting stuff to r/ageplay pen pals. Oh, God. They're on MLP forums posting pony lolly stories. And yes, this is just not good optics for the r/March Against Nazis subreddit, okay? We don't need you marching with us. But again, Merari just out here defending the undefendable. Merari says,
I'm aware. One thing is that the situation on anti-work is extremely volatile right now, and the team is eating itself up from the inside. This comes at a very bad time, strategically.
Gosh, imagine that. A bunch of subreddit moderators eating each other alive. Who could have seen it coming? I'll tell you what, if it's a bad time strategically, maybe just stop writing these types of stories. And if you really can't stop, well,
go soak your head.
Or at least make sure it can't be tied back to your main account, for God's sake. Nate says, yeah, I'm sure the timing isn't helping. Merari says,
I have team members saying things in the group chat that on any other team would be an immediate removal. And it's so normalized in there that they're not even realizing they've been cowered into accepting abuse. Toby is one of the sane, stable factors in there. And losing him right...
He's one of the sane ones? The My Little Pedo fanfic guy is the sane one? It's so bad.
Losing him right now because he's become demoralized would be strategically bad with regards to getting that place into any kind of mode that isn't self-destruct. I get that this is probably bad, but honestly, I haven't had the time to take it into consideration.
Well, maybe do step back. Maybe do apply a little bit of consideration. I don't know how you're on the losing end of everything, every single time. Simply because he votes the way you want to vote in r/anti-work?
No, man, you don't understand. My Little Pony fanfiction is the first bastion of dismantling the capitalist establishment. It starts with My Little Pony fanfiction, and then the bourgeois realize that friendship is magic, and the proletariat take over. It's so simple. I love r/anti-work, you know? They should have put that guy on Fox News. Put the My Little Pony guy on Fox News. He's gonna do big things. Democracy is going down. I really we're name dropping a lot of people. We could go down the Reddit rabbit hole deep dives on like basically any name that we see in this video. So go ahead, pick. Tell me who you want. I'll do it. Thanks so much, comment section. Back to the post. The fact that Merari is willing to turn a blind eye from reprehensible behavior is reason enough that he's unfit to be a leader. There's no shortage of stories of women being part of a social group reporting a creep to the owner/management only for the owner/management to turn a blind eye. This very often culminates in the creep breaking personal boundaries of the women to a more severe degree, or for the social group to entirely abandon the venue in search of another. I've seen many moderators leave mod teams that Merari is on due to his behavior. I was thanked by a large number of people after removing him from as many moderator positions as I was able. Wow, Nate, you're a real hero, aren't you? He's got his own fair share of skeletons in the closet, but I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. He continues, Merari is abusive towards co-mods when he thinks he can get away with it, and doesn't seem to have an issue using someone's mental health issues against them. And of course, we've got the receipts, Merari says. I shouldn't have to constantly walk you back from train wrecks you cause. Your behavior's affecting other people, and it's causing people stress. It's not acceptable.
Bro, again, please, look in the mirror. Just a half a second. I know it hurts, but please. Belle says, yeah, I get it. I'm a horrible person. I prefer it. No one can hurt me this way. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm the real victim here. Reddit moderating really is just a dumpster fire, isn't it?
Merari says, yes, you are a horrible person. You just hurt someone who liked you for literally no reason. For once, I thought things were going well with you on a team. For once, you didn't immediately fuck it up. And here you are, demodding someone who cared about you for literally no reason. You are not fit to be a moderator. You treat people badly for no reason.
Again, mirror. What does being fit to be a moderator require exactly? I would like an in-depth list of what it takes to be a Reddit power moderator. It's a really short list, actually. It just says terminally online. Everybody here is terminally online. Bell says, look, they're sitting there and allowing it. I should have just let Shator ban their sub. Who the hell is Cathor? Just the loser son of Cthulhu? The eldritch Reddit mod god. He's only got power on one website, and that website ain't even that good. I have no context for that, but yeah. Less subreddits seems like a good thing to me. Less subreddits, less power mods. We got this.
Merari says, there isn't anything they could do. You know this. Why are you sabotaging yourself? Honestly, get help. See a therapist. I'm so freaking done with your stupid tantrums.
No, you.
Only yesterday, people told you how much they appreciated you on the team. And then you go and do this. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm done defending you. I get so much hassle and headache over constantly cleaning up the mess you make. You had a very good thing on this subreddit where people really liked and appreciated you, and you just killed it. You did it again. I'm so done. From now on, you are on your own.
Okay. Yes, surely Merari is the lifeline, the mental health expert that we all need. It should have been so simple, you know, just delete the spam posts, but inevitably this turns into like a high school drama situation. If only Belle had written some My Little Pony fanfiction, right? Continuing, Merari threw a tantrum when we wouldn't make him a slackmin on a chat room Slack for moderators that a bunch of us were on. We didn't want to make him a slackmin, please stop saying that, because of his reputation and behavior that we all regularly witnessed. Screenshots are unavailable due to the fact that this Slack ended up being deleted, in part due to inflamed tempers from having valid comments removed. But in the past, he'd spend all morning complaining that he had too many subreddits to moderate. And then he'd spend all afternoon begging and harassing people for more subreddits. This is only a slight exaggeration. He only really dialed it back when enough of us made fun of him for doing it so often. This is quite a vicious cycle that you've caught yourself in. I guess this is just sort of what happens when you get all of your validation for living from moderating a large number of subreddits. It sounds pathetic, and it is. After the aforementioned mod Slack server was deleted, Merari created his own. He forced as many of his mod teams to use his personal Slack server as he could, as yet another way to maintain control of mod teams and subreddits. He uses this to delete comments of people who disagreed with him and enforce his own way of doing things. Ah yes, the smallest victory possible. We take those, I suppose. When user Lunar Olympian and I were organizing other moderators to work together to bring attention to the fact that the admins were allowing subreddits to foster COVID misinformation, r/no new normal, we made Merari a Discord moderator. He was deleting comments on that server of people who disagreed with him and drove enough people away that it threatened the entire project. A group splintered from the main discussion, created their own Discord server to get away from Merari, and started working on an accelerated timeline that was not as well thought out and came very close to jeopardizing all of it. The attempt to ban r/no new normal nearly failed because Merari couldn't handle people disagreeing with him. Yeah, cool, suppressing free speech, whatever. I think the most interesting thing here is just how everything is phrased. They really do see themselves as some sort of wall between the good internet and the bad internet.
That's why they're power mods, bro. They're so powerful.
They also get to decide which side of the internet is good and which side is bad. Whatever. Another example of his poor moderation is that he doesn't even pay attention to what he's approving. Here is one example. Kids ride dirt bikes, staying alive. Oh, gamer F word. Wow. You approve that one? That's hilarious. You must be running on no sleep, right? And then Merari's like, no sleep. Can I be a moderator over there? Just calm down, bro. This has got to be the easiest job in the world, and you're still messing it up. Another being, he will approve posts that are at the top of the subreddit, even if they break rules, asserting that The votes outweigh anything else, despite having been expressly instructed to stop doing that. He moderates in a capricious way that bends/breaks rules if he feels like it in the moment. Like I said, I have this guy's number, all right? It's only a democracy when it's convenient for him. He'll also archive mod mails from people that haven't been handled or answered yet due to the fact that he feels overwhelmed by the sheer number of mod mails. Just archive him. That'll fix the problem. If you ever send a mod mail to a subreddit where he's a mod and never receive an answer, that is a very likely reason. It's so dumb, bro. It's like a bunch of power bills came and I shoved them all under the mattress into the archive, and then I was surprised when the power got shut off. Here is him using mod spots as leverage to try and return to a subreddit when I had removed him. Luke says, hey, you don't get special access to the subreddit. You were removed by Nate and you can't just be added back. Merari,
but if you sabotage me on something that matters this much to me.
Luke, if you want to be added back to the subreddit, please send in an application. Merari,
then you'll be removed from WPT and CATS and LPT. Please do not do this. Please, we can just mend things and work towards being friends again.
Luke says, please send in an app. Merari,
this matters so much to me, you have no idea. Please let this go this once, I'm begging you. What do you want me to do for you? Please.
I want you to go outside, breathe in the fresh air, touch some goddamn grass. I love how this goes from aggression to pleading, like this docile position. It's basically just manipulative wall spaghetti, you know? Try everything and see what works on this person. I mean, one or the other would have still been a bad look, but doing them back to back? I don't know how to fix this. None of this is as important as you think it is. Well, Luke didn't reinstate Merari, and so, subsequently, Luke was removed from every subreddit that Merari could because he was denied a spot on the r/Tfue mod team. What an absolute disaster. Yes, the smallest possible victory. We take those. This is your revenge? I'll be honest, I don't care about being a mod as much as you seem to. Go ahead, remove me from everything. This time I can spend with my kids. Or cats, more likely. He is a late middle-aged man who spends all day, every day, trying to acquire more subreddits. He uses emotional manipulation against people in order to accomplish this. He spends an inordinate amount of time trying to infiltrate and befriend teenagers so they'll mod him to more subreddits, ostensibly because the adults stop putting up with his BS, and teens don't really have enough experience to realize when someone is using them. And there is some sort of receipt there, but it's gone forever. Which I do find a little bit sad because the teenage relations are one of the things that I'm most concerned about when it comes to Merari. Is this just an r/fellow kids moment, or is something more nefarious going on?
I'm just asking questions.
There are multiple side chat room channels that people have made just to get away from Merari because they just want to help moderate communities without his overbearing involvement. Again, I don't know why we need a chat room for any of that. Just remove the non-cat posts. Thank you. One pro of Merari is that he is an incredibly active moderator who spends all day, every day, modding Reddit. And what boss doesn't love a worker who will burn the candle at both ends for free? The downside of this, coupled with the fact that he'll take whatever mod actions he feels like on a whim, means that other mods have to spend an inordinate amount of time looking over his shoulder to make sure that he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Don't worry though, plenty of subreddits don't care in the slightest about mod abuse, and I should know. If you find yourself banned from one, well, there's zero recourse to become unbanned. Admins will not overturn a ban, and very few mods will overturn a ban as well. That's fine, ban me from all the things. You think I wanted to actually participate in the discussion? I just wanted to scream at it and make a YouTube video, and I can do that banned or not. Continuing, Merari has been going around telling everyone that we have resolved our differences and are now good friends. Due to the fact that I deleted my account, I was largely unreachable to verify this, but it is not true. See, you're also given into the popularity contest. I don't know who told you that, but we're totally not friends, okay? I believe that he is fully entrenched on this website combination of Quora and 9gag and tried several times to get him to realize that he needs to improve. Receipts, Nate says, when I was in the Navy, I was a hardline asshole to everyone. That's why they put me in charge of stuff. I made a guy who was easily a head taller than me and could shoulder press me to the ceiling cry. Yeah, he's tough, man. I didn't like that in myself and tried to become a better leader after I left the Navy. It means listening to your people and working with them, not against them. A lot of people feel that you're aggressively power hungry and a poor leader. I think if you work on your interpersonal skills, you could be great, but that takes time and introspection. Isn't that interesting? Nate states that he sees potential, and then in the post where the receipts are listed, he says the exact opposite thing. Slightly backbitey on his part, yes. But we'll stay focused on Merari. I really wish I could get into, like, how he's calling everybody a fascist while also seeking more power. But I really hate to trawl through all of his posts, you know? Just believe me that it's there, and if you go Control F, then you'll find it. It would probably be pretty boring for the video to point out the million times that he used the word wrong, wouldn't it? Please become the leader that you can be. This place doesn't need to be Game of Thrones, and it is okay to not mod every single subreddit. Merari says, I don't care about power and lists. Nate says, I have to say that I don't believe you. Given your behavior, doesn't seem to match that statement, but whatever, it's kind of irrelevant at this point.
You both love lists, and you're both irrelevant despite them.
Merari,
I care about communities I love. I don't think mods have any power.
Bro, y'all are both pathetic. I'm gonna tell you, just tell you like it is. So yes, if Merari cannot be removed, then I'd at least prefer that he became an adequate moderator, though I am dubious of that ability. I am also dubious of that ability for basically anybody that was involved in this discussion. You really need a chat room to figure out what the hell's going on. On paper, this is the simplest goddamn thing in the world. But inevitably, you have to turn it into a popularity contest and see whose number is bigger than the other person's number. Wow! There's more to life, that's all I'm saying. Merari's behavior and aggressive attempts to get back onto mod teams following the mass demodding tells me that he will never improve, and has not learned from the negative backlash regarding his own behavior. He has and will continue to jeopardize the safety of others as a stepping stone to more moderator positions and quote-unquote power. Yes, the smallest possible form of power. We take those. Unfortunately, I don't have screenshots to back up every claim. When I removed him, I made the mistake of only informing a few key players about the issues, instead of laying the groundwork for every mod team to understand the removals, in order to prevent this from happening again. But he's been lying about things to make his way back onto mod teams now that I am out of his way. There's also a wealth of stories from others that I will share if I'm able. Now that I'm out of his way, like he's some sort of supervillain and you're the superhero that got cast aside by the city that you were trying to protect. Like I said, super media poisoned. I can only digest this information if it's compared to something else. I apologize for the length of this post. I tried to be both brief and comprehensive, and wanted to include all relevant points without getting too far off into the weeds. Well, I think we managed that, honestly. TLDR, Merari is unfit to be a moderator of any subreddit. Avoid adding him at all costs. Reminder that removing someone from a moderator position does not count as harassment, and no one is owed a moderator position despite claims otherwise. It is also neither ableist nor homophobic to remove a moderator for reasons unrelated to disability or orientation, despite his claims to the contrary. God, find a different hobby. Yes, amen. Disclaimer, don't use this post to harass Merari. I say again, that is not the purpose. This is to outline what a very poor moderator he is and is not intended to be used as a tool for harassment. End disclaimer. So, what exactly did we learn today? Not a goddamn thing, really. All of these power mods need to go find hobbies that don't have terminally online people getting upset at other terminally online people, right? You'd think that the Merari Scourge would be gone after this post, but no, he still mods over 230 subreddits. Some quality selections include eye bleach, anti-work, insane parents, cats with dogs, city porn, ask Reddit after dark, sexy tummies, bye-bye job, kill the cameraman, eat sandwiches, cats are liquid, fragile white Redditor, cheese, look at my dog, that's a book light, Mitchell and Webb, cats on glass, ass history, friends, peeping pooch, Pomeranians, reclassified, know your shit, hey that's neat, Attack on Titan memes, cats in water packages, Alex Jones. The fact that Merari mods for Alex Jones subreddit, that's killer. Canine Majesty, Gallo Boob, Blank Check, Girls with Sloths, Beppis, Hippie, Party Penguin, Mouthfeel, Super Minds of Reddit, Mild Roast Me, Vanilla Ice Cream. I don't know what half the hell these things are. Nor do I care, I guess, but anything to increase that reach just a little bit more. Anything to make me feel like my life has meaning. Sad as hell to watch, honestly. I hope you get it figured out one of these days. Thankfully, Nate the Great has deleted his account, but that doesn't keep him safe from the Wayback Machine, so we'll probably look at him a little bit later. This really is just like a giant slap fight, but it's been fun to unpack it, and I hope that it wasn't too horribly boring for you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the video. It's different content, but that ain't necessarily a bad thing. I appreciate you. Maybe share the video around if you should like. Check out my social media links in the description. Thank you to my Patreon patrons, my YouTube channel members, people who thank the video. Also, throw some one-off dollars at me. I mean, that's pretty cool. I hope you come on back, join us tomorrow, see what it do. Keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, and always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.